So, A Quiet Place Day One was a surprising breath of fresh air when it comes to horror movies as of recently. I mean, Smile was okay. Megan made me want to sewer slide myself. It was not good, and the FNAF movie was just plain ass. So I really liked A Quiet Place Day One. It was directed pretty well. It was shot okay. Some of the shots were very flat, if that makes sense. Like, it didn't feel like they were trying to capture the moment. It just felt like they were trying to film it. I mean, not every movie is going to be a cinematography masterpiece, but I'm asking for at least a little bit of effort. The dialogue at the beginning was so cringy, I swear to God. I don't know what it was about it. It was just kind of the line delivery that was, cringy. And I feel like instead of a poem about how the word shit is funny, they could have spent an extra 20 minutes making it a 2 hour film, adding to, how loud the world is and focusing on that and being like, hey, look at all this stuff that we do that requires noise and focus on that and have a very first slow 20 minutes first act, then they go to the marionette show, and then they the whole monsters come. And also, that scene where they were in the library was the most trailer bait thing I think I've ever seen. Like, of all time. Of all time. The VFX were done super, super fucking well. Like, really, really, really well. I don't know what else is coming out this year, VFX wise, but I really hope that wins for the Oscar for VFX this year. I mean, it was done super duper well no matter what. The ending was done pretty good. I mean, obviously spoilers, but I've spoiled shit already. The way that Eric got on the boat with the cat, and she just kind of stayed there in the city, and then she fucking dies at the end. I thought that was very tastefully done. I think it would have been a lot more impactful if we would have seen her death, like not just cut to black beforehand. And also, that cat has the most absurd plot armor I think I've ever seen in any movie ever. There are not too many animals or people or literally any character that has survived, nearly drowning, swimming, being chased by giant monsters, and the amount of close calls with that fucking cat is absurd. The cancer thing I felt like was really half baked. I'm not asking for a whole, side plot about how, oh, this is so sad that she has cancer. It's more that I wanted, instead of a poem about how the word shit is funny, they could have, been building on how she's in pain because of the cancer meds and, her having cancer. The first act, in my opinion, was awful, like bad. And I actually saw it back to back in theaters because my friend wanted to meet up with me and see it. So I saw that with him, and I saw it by myself beforehand. And I feel like that's a really good move on my part because I got to, watch it twice and see little things that I didn't notice the first time. The sound direction, as usual with these movies, was amazing. There's not too many movies where I will outright credit the sound, direction. But oh my god, A Quiet Place, the whole franchise does that so well. I'm so glad John Krasinski isn't in this one or directing this one. I do not like John Krasinski. I never really have liked John Krasinski. He was good in The Office, if made me want to silver slide myself. And yeah, the first Quiet Place movies, he was good in the first one. I'm glad he wasn't in the second one, but I'm pretty sure he still directed that one. He shouldn't have directed it. He just, shouldn't have. He should stop directing movies, and if he does, he needs to make better movies. Apparently, he did the story, and he was a producer, and for this movie, basically, he just wanted his name on the project. There was no other way of putting it. He seemed like such a self-absorbed guy. I will admit, I would be more than okay with a kind of sequel to this movie. Like, I prefer if it was a short film because I do want to know what the government is on and like what they're doing and like where they're hiding these people. But if that's an artistic choice they don't want to make, that's fine. I'm not the director. I could tell that the sets that were done pretty practically. At least I hope so. I hope so. once they release a behind the scenes thing, or when I see a behind the scenes thing, if it's like 90% green screen, 4% set, I'm gonna be kind of freaking angry. But that's just my opinion. I mean, it looked real. Again, like I was going on about the VFX earlier, they're really well done. They are really, really, really well done. The soundtrack, I'll give that a 4 out of 10. There was no really stand out soundtrack moments, but I feel like there could have been. Like, again, the trailer bait scene, if they would have had a more like heartbeaty song, whether it just be quiet. And I get it, it's a movie about being quiet, but you're not really building tension if it's just, hey, look, it's quiet, look, these monsters. You need to have a third element, which is typically music, and I feel like, they could have really cooked up on the music element, and they just didn't. I wish I got to see more of the world. It was mostly just New York City. Again, should have been 2 hours. Should have had the first 20 minutes of her being sick as living shit, and then, her going to the marionette show. Because that would have been so much better than, haha, this place smells like shit. His breath smells like shit. His music tastes like shit. That was, again, I hated that scene. And if anybody wrote that scene, it's John Krasinski. Thanks for watching.